What is up, my beautiful Capricorns? Judgment card, your current situation, and what is the key to being yourself right now. The Tower card is your challenge card. Transcendence through compassion that enables one to embrace the divine call. If you want people to have compassion for you, you have to have compassion for other people. And have compassion for yourself. First thing in the morning, get in front of the mirror and say, I love you so much. What can I do to make you happy today? So both of these cards kind of represent a big change in your life that might be scary. She is transcending to a higher dimension. And that is what we are all doing in 2024. This is the year when we are finally transitioning to a higher frequency. Sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, awakening, sudden insight. You're not going to get those sudden insights if you're putting the wrong kind of gas in your tank. So the Tower card invites you to examine your choices and actions and ask yourself, are you where you want to be? And if not, what are you willing to change or sacrifice to get there? You don't have to weigh and judge every little detail in life. Hold everything in life with an open hand, because the more we cling to the temporary things around us, the more we tend to suffer. The Tower is a foundation you have built carefully over time. The lightning strike seen through the window tells us that this unexpected change comes from a source far greater than ourselves. You feel you have no power or control. Two cats dive from the tower, clearly startled and unsure of what is happening. You may be trying to avoid changes that are inevitable. There's no way to do this, but fear not. Tearing down and rebuilding is necessary, and things will work out in the end. You will land on your feet. What resources do you have? Do you have things sitting around the house that you could sell and do something better with? Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and prepare for this big change. Be ready for anything in 2024. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not saying like push your emotions to the side, but I tend to look at emotions like the weather, you know, it comes and it goes. Like something that you feel so strongly about one night, you wake up the next morning and you're like, why was I making such a big deal out of that? If you relate to that, please let me know in the comments. Please say something in the comments so literally anybody else will see this video. They assume it sucks if nobody leaves a comment. With the 5 and 7 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is long life, non-attachment to money especially, but to everything in life. Like I was just saying, don't be attached to the temporary BS around you. 7 of Pentacles is perseverance, sustainable results. How could I get results that are actually going to last? Are you investing in yourself? Maybe you should. Maybe you should take a course. Maybe you should read a book. You know of a way that you could level up or better yourself or educate yourself. Just go ahead and do it. Now is a good time. Long-term planning. Plan all the way to the end. And that way you will seldom be surprised because you actually put some thought and some strategy into your actions. What resources are there to help you? Perseverance, sustainable results, investment, and long-term planning. Invest in yourself. Plan long-term. That is the message. So what action could be useful? 7 of Pentacles right next to each other. This is obviously a very important card. What action could prove useful? I'll read it again. Perseverance, sustainability, investment in the right things. Invest in yourself. Don't waste your money. Don't be hanging out at the bar doing things that nobody's going to remember the next day. Do things that are going to leave a legacy if you actually care about doing that. Don't put it off. We should plan for the short term and the long term. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Only you can decide. Spiritual guidance, long-term success, financial security, and family. So yeah, this says spending more time with your family could prove useful. Finding some financial security. Get that mailbox money coming in. Start a YouTube page. Start some kind of online course. Figure out some kind of way to get that mailbox money coming in. Two of Swords. Six of Cups. What has to change on the way to your goal? Avoidance, procrastination, and putting it off until tomorrow. And the problem with doing that is the more you do that, the easier that is to do every single day. It's kind of like paying somebody back. You know, this is why I don't lend money to anybody and don't suggest you do it either. It's the quickest way to lose a friend. And if you have it to give away, you give it away. You do not loan money to people, ever. If you cannot afford to give it away, don't give it to them, because you will never get it back and they will not be your friend anymore. And why is that? Avoidance. It's just like any other inconvenient thing in your life, you know, it's like, is that really going to make it to the top of someone's priority list? Do not loan anything of value. If you can afford to give it away, give it away. If we give, and we should give to the right people, people who are doing their best, people who are not just using us, and we don't expect anything in return, but we definitely notice when people reciprocate. And we do not keep pouring ourselves out for people who are just trying to milk us for all we're worth. To give and to regret is to have an empty heart as well as an empty hand. While you may be outnumbered by your enemies, rest assured that your position on that high precipice gives you the distinct advantage. Stand your ground and you'll have no trouble batting them over the edge. You have the upper paw. Rest assured, you're in full control. Ten of Pentacles. Treats, success, and family are inarguably intertwined. Your success was not a flash in the pan. It's been a long process, and now you have complete fulfillment. Take note of the arched doorway here, a bridge that represents connection, love, and respect. So be generous. Good relationships and returning affection bring their own reasons to purr with contentment. Relationships are tough, and there always seems to be communication problems, especially across the generations. Don't let disagreements about treats and entitlement interfere with family dynamics. Self-focused ambition will merely lead to isolation. It's not too late to mix up your priorities. Yeah, this one has a lot to do with family dynamics, and in my opinion, we should never let petty BS come between us and our family. I understand that the friction is like built up over many years, then you have to like severely limit your interaction with that family member. But very, very important to try to be the peacemaker as much as you can. Try to help your family settle disputes with each other, but protect your energy at the same time. You know, it's like if anything, literally anything, anybody, no matter who it is bringing your frequency, bringing your vibration down, then you have to severely limit your interaction with them, no matter who it is. The most important thing is that you keep your frequency high. And if that involves hurting some people's feelings, if that involves ghosting people forever, that's what you gotta do. And you know it if that's for you. Yeah, my mom and I got into it right before she passed away because she saw my Buddha tattoos and whatnot, and told my dad, and he chewed me out like that. I try to explain it to him, you know, it's not really a religion. It's a philosophy about how to end suffering in your life by not clinging to temporary BS. My mom and I didn't talk for a few weeks, and then I had the kiddo that day. He was like 3, and we were going out to eat, and my spirit guides definitely told me to pick her up and take her with us. We took her out, had the time of our lives, and she passed away as soon as I dropped her off. And it left me feeling very strongly about this concept that it's not worth it to hang on to grudges about petty things that 10 years from now aren't going to matter. Nobody's likely to even remember. A lot of it is just our pride and our ego getting in the way and causing us a lot of turmoil. We have to let that go. How do we do that? Meditation practice. That's how we do it. That's how we learn to control our mind. It's important to do whatever it takes to live without regrets, and that takes making wise choices and doing your best to be there for the people in your life as much as you can without sacrificing yourself. To the west, we have the Two of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Two of Swords represents difficult decisions, waiting for a good option to come along. We feel like we're at an impasse, but we're not. How many times have you felt like you were at an impasse and you got past it? This situation that you're in right now is no different than any other situation. This too shall pass. And it also represents avoidance. Again, this word. Avoiding the things that you know you should be doing. I recommend a dry erase board every day. Start with a clean slate and put at the top your top priorities, things you've been procrastinating on, and then everything else you got to do that can wait, but you should be thinking about it and planning a time. Like, use your Google Calendar wisely. Plan out your week ahead. Don't avoid the things that you know you should be doing. Six of Cups represents encountering yourself. Visions of the past, childhood memories, forgiveness, innocence, finding a new way. Forgiving yourself, forgiving your inner child for not knowing what to do in all those situations. Yeah, this is what has to change on the way to your goals. A difficult decision looms large. You may be baffled by a situation around you or biased in your view of it. The Two of Swords asks you to stretch, to broaden your horizons, and at least try to see things from an objective point of view. Is it fear that's keeping you from seeing things clearly? Perspective is key. It's part of you intentionally failing to grasp the situation at hand. It's time to let go of the past. It's not helping or informing your circumstances. Think very carefully before you make a decision or open your mouth. You do have to act, but not in haste. Haste makes waste, and a stitch in time saves nine. So yeah, this is a time to consider your options very carefully as you move on to this new phase in your life. Six of Cups. Youthful, kitten-like innocence is front and center. Happy childhood memories abound. Perhaps you're reconnecting with your inner kitten or with actual kittens. Either way, good things from the past are coming up for you. Maybe it's a good time to laze an array of sunshine with an old pal. Whatever's on the horizon, it's happy times ahead. You might be looking at life through a rose-tinted bowl. Let the past stay where it is. You've outgrown both the things and people that used to define you. So what is your ultimate goal and the karma to be burned in this situation? Got the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Ace of Pentacles means new business opportunity. Ace is always a fresh start, and Pentacles means money and resources and things that you can use to help yourself get to the next level. So the question is, are you going to seek out new opportunities, find a better life for yourself, or stick with what's comfortable? Someone, not necessarily you, is trying to get away with some mischief, perhaps trying to take what isn't rightfully theirs. Whoever it is needs to face some music. The only way to ease the pressure is by dealing with the situation head on. It's wise to hold tight to your assets right now, emotional, intellectual, or otherwise. Be alert to other people's deceptions. Your iron grip is not helping you. There's so much to let go of. Old destructive habits, inner doubt, boredom, lack of follow-through. A personal overhaul is in the offering. If you want to get out of this rut, ignoring matters won't make them go away. Time to take a stand, no matter how much it scares you. This has to do with people in your life that might be getting in your way, or might be telling you that this new opportunity that you know deep down is the right thing for you is just some kind of pipe dream or pie in the sky or whatever. Be okay with not knowing what's going to happen, but trusting the universe and trusting the plan. The miracles are endless. And that also refers to believing in yourself. And there are times when we have to just agree to disagree with some people in our life. If you know deep down that your angel guides are leading you in a certain direction, and somebody is telling you that's not true, you have to tune them all the way out. Don't have to make it into a big argument. We all know that most people are too proud to admit they're wrong or even try to change. There's no need to explain yourself to people who you know deep down just aren't going to get it no matter what. You have to sing your own song. Sometimes life stings, it's not fun, but you got to deal with it. You got to roll with the punches. It makes you a stronger person. You deal with adversity. You have to collaborate. Be playful. Find some joy in your life. Know your worth. Even a skunk has value. She definitely picked this one for y'all. See the big picture. Don't focus so much on the small stuff that you lose sight of where you're going and what your goals are. Don't be so heavy-handed. When you deal with other people, it's best to be gentle. Try not to kill anyone's vibe. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very empathic, and people like me, it doesn't take much, to just ruin my whole day, honestly. As much as I try not to care what people think. It's just something about other people's energy. I mean, especially since I quit drinking and, really started to follow my divine guidance. It's been a struggle whenever somebody comes at me the wrong way, because I have the tendency to get very dark, and my Gemini twin shows up if he really thinks I can't handle the situation, which is why I'm learning it's best to just handle the situation myself so he doesn't have to get involved. You don't want to meet that guy. But my guardian angels are very protective of me, and the more you follow your divine calling, the more you will get upgrades on your guardian angels, and they will be there to guide you, and it makes it a lot easier to have more faith because you have more guidance. And you will get more guidance when you actually start listening to the guidance that you're already being given. Situation will improve. That's for everybody. As long as you do your best. A year from now, you really could have the life of your dreams. You have so many opportunities. The question is, do you even notice they're there? Are you even looking for them? Or are you just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself? That's for somebody. Compromise. Very important. Gotta meet in the middle. It's a good time for romance. If you got your ducks in a row. You should leave romance alone if you got a lot of inner turmoil, if you don't have your temper in check. So many of us are so damaged from being with people who weren't ready for it, or kind of half-assed it. They weren't really trying. You're definitely playing with fire when you go down this road. Playing with fire. So make sure all the stars are aligned before you give your heart away. Because it takes a lot of compromise. And a lot of people aren't willing to compromise. And if that's you, then you should not be trying to be in a serious relationship. Okay? Let people know what your expectations are up front so there's no confusion. Does that resonate in your soul? If so, the answer is no. You got a question? The answer might be reconsider. Something that you already made a decision about. If that's for you, you'll know it. Should we do an Oracle of Rama? Yes, we should. Seeking the prize. Calm within the storm. Lord Rama, traveling with his brother and a great sage, seeks to win the hand of goddess Sita. A great quest unfolds with favorable signs. It's a good omen. Honor the extraordinary woman. Seek the high prize with selfless purity. A powerful guest comes to advance the cause. An allegiance of spiritual and worldly powers. A wise person's request should be granted. Be prepared to travel with the sage. Take the joyful journey, align with nature. Get out in the woods. Yeah, we'll read the one on the bottom too. This is breakthrough. Hanuman fights his way out of Ravana's kingdom and returns to Rama, who leads his army back to defeat the evil king. Complete preparations for a great struggle, which will be successful. That's the good news. Renewed vitality, we perform extraordinary actions. A stunning win over opposing forces. A return to our allies after a great achievement. Good signs proclaim that a victory will come. Aligned with higher power, a breakthrough is assured. A higher law opens the way. Act decisively. Omens indicate victory for good over darkness. Should pull a few radiance. You got rebellion with principle. With Jupiter in its own sign of Sagittarius, we see the perfect combination of planet and sign. For the lucky people with this aspect, the most satisfying way to enrich life is through broad, adventurous travel, both physically and mentally. Studying or living for a period within another culture is fulfilling for people described by this card, and a major philosophy or religion will form an important part of life, although this may manifest as psychology or politics. Publishing, lecturing, teaching, always connected with a strong set of ethics. These interests produce a far-sightedness that can manifest as seeing into the future, which can lead on to distinguished achievements. They are also, however, susceptible to involvement in extremist religions or philosophical beliefs. On the negative side, it's possible that people with this planet sign combination may seek to impose their concepts on those around them to the extent they develop a self-righteous attitude. When this card appears in a reading, it will raise a matter of principle or life philosophy that is particularly related to the question. Planning a grand tour or world trip. Yeah, with that came the Rebellion card. We don't have to explain ourselves to anybody anymore in 2024. So, a walled fortress town sits solid and secure beneath dark and brooding clouds. Above, a young warrior challenges with his sword two giant bearded nobles symbolizing tradition and established authority. What we were just saying. Because, the thing is, y'all, what worked 50 years ago isn't going to work today. And a lot of us are getting advice from people who are truly giving us the best advice they have. That's what worked a long time ago. We live in a whole different world now. And there are new technologies that can greatly improve our lives. If you know that you've done your research and you know that you're on the right path, you gotta tune everybody out who's not on your team or not encouraging you or not supporting you. Freedom of action is of utmost importance to Mars Aquarians. Rarely following old methods blindly, people with this planet sign combination do things their way, which is probably in a quite innovative and unorthodox style. Mars Aquarians happily expand their energies on the new, novel, and scientific, and have a natural talent with gadgets which could develop into genuine inventive talent to see whether its rules and regulations are still viable. They are rarely afraid to express views that are not the norm and show great courage in following their beliefs against all odds in order to overturn a situation which they believe is unfair or illogical. Receiving this card in a reading indicates a need for a lateral approach to the question. Turn the current thinking on its head and approach it from a different angle. A drastic change of thought is needed. The other two that jumped out were fortune and status. Sun in Leo. A benign sun warms the world, its great rays giving a glow of creative life to the small planet. This is the most auspicious position for the sun in the whole deck of cards. In its own sign, Leo. Astrologically, Sun in Leo rules the 5th house, August, prestige, pride, children, and love affairs. Great vision and the power to see a plan and make it reality. When this card appears, it is provided or is about to present a great, relieved, at last feeling. Sun in Leo is not about sudden, unexpected good luck, but more concerned with gaining the recognition or results one has been aiming for. It results good fortune in the sense that all the hard work put into a project or situation is at last recognized. A good performance is satisfactorily rewarded, and one should now take an opportunity to lie back and relax. Although the fortune card represents a successful end of a long, hard journey, it does not mean that the person it applies to has come to a standstill. The longed-for success has opened a doorway to new horizons and greater responsibility. There's an element of game playing when this card appears in a reading. It denotes that whatever has gone before had a long-term strategy in which each move was countered with a new problem to solve. When the fortune card appears with cards that are less auspicious, it has the power to lessen any negatives on a reading. Grand successful plan, great show or achievement, receiving recognition, creative success, exhibition of talents, successful offspring, and love affairs. A dignified couple, man and woman, are posed as if for a portrait. Above them, a crown hovers. The two lion-headed dragons are symbols of might and dignity. Below, elaborate brocades indicate richness. In developing and improving life, Jupiter-Taurians gain much benefit from money and material resources. They are aware of the energy these items can generate and have the ability to expand their worth for themselves and others. The health of people with this planet sign combination suffers, however, if their love of material comforts becomes too excessive. Though the Jupiter-Taurian's ability to make money will be blessed at times by extreme good fortune, the people this card describes have an occasional impulsive Jupiterian urge to blow their good luck on crazy bouts of excess and extravagance. Pretending like you can afford things that you can't afford, in other words. In whatever direction their talents lie, there is much movement of money. Negatively, those who place emphasis on worldly achievements run the risk of being judged on the basis of material possessions. The ability to give as easily and skillfully as one acquires is the key to striking the balance. It's like, what's the point in showing off when it just produces jealousy in other people and makes it so you have less in the long run and makes you more of a target for other people to try to use you. When this card is drawn, it hints that one should be aware of priorities and question whether material gain is really the most important thing. So yeah, overall I feel that this reading is encouraging my Capricorn friends to be very discerning in this time of possible upheaval. Maybe you got people judging you, is what it sounds like from what these other cards are saying. And you just have to tune them out, like I said. Don't make a bad situation worse. Think strategically when it comes to making your decisions. And roll with the punches, you know. Life isn't always fun. It's not always going to be fun. But, like I said, the times that aren't so fun are the times that we grow the most from. Just try to do your best. And don't make assumptions. And don't take things personally. And always keep your word. That is all I have for you, my Capricorn friends. It has been a pleasure. Please smash all the buttons. We'll see you next time. Peace, love. Namaste.